Alright, so, time to go. Apparently this game is full of feels, so let's feel what kind of feels we can have. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. A popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy for our teachers and fellow students. Now late in winter, feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I'm breathing in my cut hands rubbed together furiously to prevent them from numbing in the cold. Just how long I expected to wait out here? It's at 4 p.m. Hisao is our name, I think. The note slipped between the pages of my math book when I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more a fan of letter in the locker, but at least that shows initiative. Really? Okay, there's really a lot of talk about snow. Come on, guy, it's just snow. Time has slowed to a crawl. Some rustling of dry... Snow is made of water. It can't be dry. Hisao, you came? Dainty? My heart skips a beat. 100 times, but never more than an eavesdropper. I turn to face the voice. The voice of my dreams. Who is it? It's girl in a skirt. Skirt that's not a proper attire for snow. Iwanako. Iwanako's not a real name. That's like an English person's name being Hand Frank Foot Face. It's not a name. Pathetic. So tense I couldn't move a muscle. I'm sorry, Oven Donkey. This writing is weird. I'm not sure I enjoy it. I'm going to burst out of my heart and claim you for myself. Iwanako flinches against the gust of the wind. Really? Oh my god, I think I know this game. I think I've seen this game. Doubt I could force a word if I tried. And then I died. Oh my god, I'm right. He's having a heart attack. R.I.P. Hisao. That was a short game. R.I.P. The end. Stream over. Thanks for watching. New world record. Speedrun Katawa Shoujo. Yes. This is very anime. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Crack my knuckles right into the microphone, because that's what everyone wants to hear. I don't particularly like anime. I mean, there's good and bad, just like any other genre, but I'm not like, oh my god, anime. Love it so much. It's just like, yeah, it's a thing. Some people watch it. Though I think the standard cliched tropes of anime tend to be weirder and less enjoyable as than many other animes or any other TV shows. Aha! Heart attack. That was really short, 4 months. That's a photograph that's been really poorly photoshopped. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. Come to terms, quote unquote. Cardiac arrhythmia. Now you're gonna die. Cardiac arrhythmia. It's what made you have a heart attack. Didn't do anything to cheer me up. You could have died, but you didn't. Why does that make you sad? Hisao, you're terrible. 2 hemorrhages apiece. Of course, there isn't a cure for cardiac arrhythmia. Except there is. It's called a pacemaker. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and... Oh, am I going through the text too quickly? I'll slow down. I want everyone to be able to read it along with me, since there's no voice acting, and this is basically just a big block of text with no finesse. The get well gifts began trickling to nothing. Well, aren't you a greedy git? I realized the only reason I had gotten so many cards of flowers because sending the sympathy has been turned into a class project. Genuinely concerned by I doubt even in the beginning I barely had visitors. Only my parents came on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. She fell off a bridge. It was unfortunate. I didn't touch the subject between us on that snowy day ever again. For the uninitiated, Iwanako means rockfish child. Doctors and nurses are personal and faceless. They're in a hurry and a million other patients. Hisao, you are such a greedy, self-centered git. I don't like you. I asked the head cardiologist for assessment to leave. Never answered anything straightforward. Wait for the... Wait to see the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that the surgeons left from my chest slowly change. Thinking it was kind of omen. Asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I am not disappointed when I don't get a reply. He shuffles around, and the answer shows that there's at least some hope. I'm going to stop watching TV. I don't know why. Maybe it's kind of escapism from my situation. I started reading. There was a library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for the books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. Found that reading, became a bit addicted, started feeling naked without a book in my hands. Hisao, you're weird. I don't like you. I don't want to be you. Consume the books. Make them part of your own body mass. So, it felt like time was some sort of gooey mass. That's weird. A week or two could go by without me noticing it. Sometimes I pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. Other times I'll think it's trying to be a painful clash into my consciousness. Sounds like you're a college student. Pages of my book will start to feel sharp and burning hot. That's probably drugs. Just lay down for a while, but that happened only rarely. I couldn't even cry. A blue, blue, blue. So sad. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I last seen them. Both of them are sort of dressed up. No, this is the day that you finally die. You're gonna bite it. R.I.P. Casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine and looks at me in the eyes. Hello, Hisao. I believe you should go home. Yay! So many prescriptions for arrhythmia, which is something that can be solved by putting a pacemaker in and occasional checkups. How am I supposed to react to this? You're supposed to shut up and take your medicine, you stupid person. Also, why was the first one erectile dysfunction? I don't understand what's going on. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects. Cold precision. I tried to read them, but it's all so futile. Why did he write down all of the side effects on the thing? Oh, I can scroll through this with my scroll wheel. Okay. Try to read them, but it's futile. Can't understand any of it. The rest of my life... Yes, it's so you cannot die. New medications are always being developed. Don't see the list fade. Best if you don't return to your old school. Calm down, Hisao. It's right for you to be without supervision. Because cardiac arrhythmia is definitely a thing that, when medicated and properly cared for, needs constant watch, right? No? Am I the only one? Spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's Yamaku Academy. Disabled, what? Disabled, what? Boarding school, what? So that sounds like a terrible place that I don't want to be at. Please don't make me go. I think you'll like it. Hisao, I think you'll like it. You need a job one day to continue. This is an opportunity. Hisao, you're being angry. Please stop. You want to return to school? Well, it's not the same one. It's special school. Geared towards students that can still get around and learn, still need a little help. I once dated a girl in a wheelchair. She ran over my feet. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to amazing things. This entire concept is just terrible. It's like, oh, you are disabled, so you're now less of a person, so now we're going to shove you into this school where we can teach you that even though you're less of a person and you aren't a real person, you can still feel like a real person. I don't like it. Normal life is out of the question. What I don't understand is cardiac arrhythmia, while it's a serious disorder, isn't as bad as they're making it out to be. No, I don't say anything. Look around. You don't need to go to a special boarding school for kids with no legs just because you have cardiac arrhythmia. I know several people with cardiac arrhythmia. They're pretty much fine unless you ask them to run a mile. Hisao is a drama queen. What are those even like? But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. Let's get me through this. At least I have something, even if it's special school. It's a fresh start. Maybe a mistake to resign myself. Okay, so Hisao's not a complete tool. He's certainly a bit of a jerk, but he's not a complete tool. Act 1, life expectancy. I am taking it too seriously, and I enjoy taking it too seriously. Because this is a very silly game so far. Hisao is drama. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster. Probably no. Here we see a picture of the developer's school. Looks nothing like any school in Japan. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. Take it as it comes. Too big and too many for school. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Back of my head, it doesn't feel like a school. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone here. Probably because they're all too busy being in their rooms being disabled. Which you don't have to do because you're not really disabled, Hisao. You're pretty much okay. The fact that you're moving around under your own power with cardiac arrhythmia, you're okay, Hisao. You can go back to normal school. Game over. The trees hum with the wind, and green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is calming. So why am I feeling so anxious? Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. I had no chance to turn back, but after entering, there was no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous with this realization in my head, I opened the front door. This is Hisao's new voice. A tall man with bad posture notices me. I haven't actually done anything in this game so far, I'm realizing. You must be Nino Kuni? Nakai. Hisao Nakai. That's also not a real word. Neither firm nor sloppy. Sloppy is a strange word to use for shaking hands. Should I go later? Waiting for me. Everyone's going to look at you and realize that you are a person. Do you want to introduce yourself to class? Yeah, okay. My first gameplay action. We've been doing this for what, 20 minutes? Not everyone likes to be the center of attention. Maybe I should mention that this is the first visual novel I've ever experienced. So maybe I'm being a little too harsh on it for not having as much gameplay as I feel like a game usually should. Let's go then. Oh yeah, this would be the best game to speedrun. Set it to skip unread text and just scroll down for the entire game.